What's the chow, IBL fans? JosephGames here.
What is poppin', fam? Spanik here.
And we are here to cover week 1 to give you the 4-1-1 on week 1 of the IBL. It's been some interesting games out there for week 1 and a lot of interesting results. We're going to get to them. What do you think of week 1 then?
Interesting week. A lot of beatdowns. There was a lot of beatdowns.
Damn right, there's a lot of beatdowns. But let's get on to our first game. Let's go for this one first. Okay, so the Rhode Island Rodems versus the Montreal Milotecs. The Rhode Island Rodems bought with them Landorus, Haxorus, Hitmontop, a Lower Molar, Porygon 2, and the Montreal Milotecs bought with them Excadrill, Tyranitar, Florges, Tangrowth, Porygon Z, and Mismagius. Now, what we saw in this fight was very, very interesting. Early toxic hacks from Mismagius to Porygon 2 to take down the bulky wall. And then, after a bit of time, the Porygon 2 substitute, agility, nasty plot, everything dies to try attack.
Yeah. You gotta really... Well, from looks at Top's team, he really had nothing to stop a Porygon Z from just setting up and winning.
I mean, in a way, for what he bought, no. But, Alomola does learn Haze, Haxorus gets Dragon Tail, Togekiss was a mon on his team he could have bought, which also gets Haze and could have stopped this. I mean, also Whirlwind is a thing.
He did have means to stop it. He just chose not to bring it.
And in the end, that's probably one of his greatest failures because, well, he got destroyed.
He has not really Hitmontop, but more Alamomola. It's just complete setup fodder for like a sub Porygon Z. And also, he has no normal resist, so it just spams Tri Attack. Really good bring.
Also, I do want to mention a great bring of Sleep Powder on Tangrowth, taking out the Hitmontop from doing absolutely anything, stopping Rapid Spin at any moment.
That's a good bring. I really don't like Sleep Powder that often because, like I said, it can miss. It's accurate, and if it misses, you essentially give your opponent a free turn. I mean, it worked out here because he did manage to hit, but that's always a liability with Sleep Powder.
Just a very good, interesting victory and a great 5-0 for the Montreal Milotecs. And let's get on to our next match.
Next, we're going to go with the Portage Herdiers against the Chicago Cub Chews. The Herdiers bringing Mega Kangaskhan, Scolipede, Latias, Raibumbi, Rotom-Heat, and Togoat Demaru. And the Chicago Cub Chews bringing Manaphy, Braviary, Mega Lopunny, Metagross, Sylveon, and Rotom-Wash. It's why Togoat Demaru should not be taken lightly in League format.
Oh no, definitely. This thing, I was honestly thinking this was a joke pick when he drafted it. But, oh my god, this thing is amazing. And to add a Z Crystal to it, oh yeah.
Really have that bad of a move pool. I get it's Steel Electric has 2 good stabs. Zing Zap is surprisingly not a bad move either. It's a base 80 physical electric move that could also, I think it could flinch if I'm not mistaken.
Not really sure on that, but possibilities.
I think it could flinch. I think it has a 10% chance to flinch. Also to go tomorrow has two very good abilities, in Iron Barbs and Lightning Rod. I mean, most of the time, this thing's not bulky, so most of the time you're going to be running Lightning Rod as an electric immunity, but it does get Iron Barbs as well, so you can run like an Iron Barbs Rocky Helmet set and just deal damage to physical attackers.
And of course, we did see Speed Boost Scorpede, and I love Speed Boost Scorpede. Scorpede is an amazing one. Speed Boost, great ability. Probably wouldn't even want to use any of Scorpede's other abilities other than Speed Boost. The fact that you can't pass more than one stat is, you can't pass Speed plus another stat is mainly why Scorpede's a little bit on its own, but it can still do the work by itself. It doesn't need other people to help.
It could still do damage even without the speed pass. It could still do damage on its own without the speed passing. It has a pretty good move pool. It gets Stone Edge. It gets rock. It gets rock coverage. It gets I think it gets Aqua Tail too. Like I've seen Z Scolipede put in a ton of work in leagues.
And of course, here we did see Poison Jab do the damage on a lot of the mons here. Like for example, Bravery couldn't take 2 Poison Jabs from the Scolipede. And of course, Metagross wasn't going to be able to take a Mega Horn from the Scolipede. And of course, and Sylveon's not going to take the Poison Jab either, so just able to get 3 brilliant kills, really.
Yeah, very, very brilliant kills. Also, I'd like to bring up the Mega Kangaskhan set. It was actually really interesting.
Okay.
I've used Mega Kangaskhan in not Mega Kangaskhan. I've used regular Kangaskhan in ICBA, and I gotta say I did bring Wish Kangaskhan a few times.
Now that Parental Bond has been nerfed, is Mega Kangaskhan just as much as a threat as it used to be, or is it less of a threat now?
That Paternal Bond nerf really, really hurts it, but that's not to say that it still hits hard. I mean, Power Up Punch still gets you a +2 boost, but now and I think more leagues should allow it.
Okay, so let's get on to our next match. Interesting 4-0 there? Yeah, 4-0 there for the Portage Herdiers. Okay, so...
Good job, Kurt. Used to go tomorrow well.
Yep. That is definitely going to be an interesting one if that keeps going the way it is. Anyway, so the New York Metagross took on the Buffalo Drills, and of course the New York Metagross brought with them Donphan, Mega Venusaur, Hooper Unbound, Nihilego, Klefki, and Aquilid, whilst the Buffalo Drills brought with themselves Zoroark, Mega Beedrill, Bronzong, Milotic, Clefable, and Swellow. Now, we did see setups being tried to be done with spikes from the Klefki, but thrown back in their face by Milotic several times throughout the battle, and that was really interesting to see from the Magic Coat there.
I gotta really watch out for that in D League because I too drafted Klefki in D League, so I really need to watch out for random Magic Coats like that. Like I know Milotic gets it. There's a bunch of other ones that get it too. Like I've ran Magic Coat P2 before in a league against someone who had a Klefki.
And I can also do want to mention Hooper Unbound. It's a mon that I really love, and it's a mon that I've never got a chance to draft, but I really so want to draft this one day. Thunderbolt actually destroyed of Milotic from all the way from full health.
Hooper Unbound in the league. I'm actually using it right now in the league, and I drafted it in the D League. And overall, it's a really good mod. Like it hits hard from both sides of the attacking sphere. Has actually underrated Spadef, base 130 with 80 HP. But like I said, why it's allowed here, there has a lot of things holding it back. Like it's abomination for physical defense. Base 80 speed is not that fast. And it really doesn't want to hold a Choice Scarf either because there's just so much coverage there. You're really going to want to slap a Z move or an E belt on this thing. So, it's a good mon, but it has really a lot of drawbacks.
And one other thing I want to mention from this match was Beast Boost and Nihilego destroying people with Power Jam. It's easy to take up things like Swellow and Mega Beedrill and Clefable as well. As soon as it got set up, Nihilego just decided to sweep after the couple of Beast Boosts.
Exactly. Also, I'd like to credit the drills here. Cosmic Power Clefable is a really, really good set. I Actually, I'm quite familiar with Cosmic Power Clefable. There's a set I ran in a league. I 6-0'd a kid with it. Cosmic Power, Stored Power, Soft Boiled, and Moonblast, I believe, was the fourth move. And made it held a life orb. It just destroyed this man's team. I set up on an Empoleon and 6-0'd him.
Nice. Okay, so interesting 3-0 for the Metagrosses there, and let's get on to the next match.
Have the Marlboro Mudsdales, the commish, against the Memphis Bewares. The greatest Zygarde set I've ever seen in my life. Mega Gardevoir, Mandibuzz, Registeel, Lycanroc Dusk, and Cryogonal. While the Bewares brought Tapu Bulu, Gliscor, Mimikyu, Musharna, Heatran, and Mega Manectric. All right, so the first thing I got to say here, like I said before, that was the best Zygarde set I've ever seen in my life. He knew exactly what the main switch-ins to Zygarde were going to be, and he prepped accordingly. Bulu, Gliscor, they were definitely going to be answers to Zygarde, and he brought special Zygarde with HP Ice and Sludge Wave ready for those two mons. So good prep there on Brendan's end. Really good prep on Brendan's end.
Absolutely amazing prep. Also, credit to Registeel for the hacks and the HP Ice as well, doing its job of being, well, a great wall.
Registeel's a mon I'm very familiar with in League format. It's always that staple. It's always that steel type I get when I realize, oh shit, I don't have a steel type. So it's always that. It's always there. It's always there in tier 4, and I always pick it up. Great rocker. Move pool too, even though it only has base 75 offenses. It's just a great mon. It's a great mon. It was very well utilized this league with HP Ice for that Gliscor.
And one other thing I do want to mention, Lycanroc Dust did amazing work with its 2 kills, and of course, I also want to mention early freezes.
This was actually the first match played of the season, and first turn of the season was a freeze. What a way to start off the season. Brenda's Cryogonal freezing a Heatran. What a way to start off the season. First turn freeze.
Does Freeze Dry have the exact same chance as every other Ice-type move to freeze them? Because that move's... It's so weird to get it off Freeze Dry.
It's just like every other move.
Oh, okay. So there we go.
One of the good prep on Brandon's end was Bone Rush Mandibuzz. Even though it didn't do what it needed to do, it still was a very good bring. Because he has Heatran and Mega Manectric. That could have been very good switch-ins to Mandibuzz. And getting Bone Rush was really nice prep. I just had to credit Brendan for that. Even though it didn't do what it needed to do, it still was a nice bring.
Although Lycanroc Dusk does also get Drill Run, so that's a good way of taking down those monsters as well. And that was a good way of bringing it to this week too.
I believe with the Tough Claws boost, it does have a higher base power than Earthquake. So those of you ranting that Lycanroc didn't get Earthquake, Drill Run with the Tough Claws boost is a higher base power. So it really doesn't care.
Okay, so great. That was another 4-0. So great 4-0 for the Marlboro Mudsdales, and let's get on to our next match. Hang on. Where am I? There we go. Okay, so the Las Vegas Grenadiers versus the Miami Infernapes. And the Las Vegas Grenadiers of NoivernNation brought with them Infernape, Garchomp, Primarina, Gargantua, Mega Absol, and Mesprit. And the Infernapes brought with themselves Sceptile, Little Bro Gliga, Mega Pidgeot, Moltres, Caracosta, and Sol Valley. Mega Pidgeot did amazing work with its ability to never miss, of course, never missing the Hurricanes, and destroying of his opponents with 4 kills in this matchup.
Yeah, it's a mon I always wanted to try in league format, just because it's such a good mon. I can never miss with hurricanes. I really
And
want it's fast. I really want to try this thing one day.
yeah, of course, Caracosta did well with it being a great war, but also picking up a kill, which is something you don't really see from Caracostas.
I mean, I've seen Caracosta sweep teams, but
Well, with Shell Smash, it's going to do some damage if you're not careful.
well, not necessarily because it's slow as all hell. So even at +2, I don't even think you're at speed base 100s. Most Scarfers. So any Shell Smash on this thing, it's like running Shell Smash on Torkoal. You're really not going to outspeed much, but it's going to still do damage.
A great little. I think this. Wait, hang on. This was actually a really close match. This was a 2-0. Despite the fact that was a Mega Pidgeot picked up 4 kills, it was a 2-0.
Very nice. Very nice close game in a week full of beatdowns.
Yes, let's get on to the next one then.
Okay, the next game we have the Lawrence Talon Flames taking on the Kansas City Nidokings. The Talon Flames bringing with them Buffalant, Xatu, Seismitoad, Latios, Tapu Koko, and Bisharp. Kings packing with them for this week: Mega Altaria, Skarmory, Jolteon, Serena, Nidoking, and Skuntank. Just would like to point out for this game, freaking Nidoking picking up 3 kills. That mon is just so good in league format. Great move pool, sheer force, just letting it hit a lot of things hard.
Yeah, I've used Nidoking several times in League format. I love this one. I would like to use it again next time I'm in another league. But yeah, Nidoking is amazing.
Queen because of the bulk option. Nidoqueen's a better hazard setter than Nidoking, but they both hit hard regardless. Like if I had a choice between Nidoking or Nidoqueen in draft league, I'm going Nidoqueen. But the King's always a good backup. It's always a good backup. It's just what you want more of a Nido. Do you want a bulky hazard setter that could also hit hard, or do you just want something that hits hard?
I mean, to me, choice. I love Nidoking. Choice Scarf just literally can destroy practically anything that's in. And of course, if you want to build it physical, you can go Choice Band, and you can also go Life Orb too. But from my experience, I've usually bought the Choice Scarf special sets.
Yeah. I use both in League format. I prefer Nidoqueen, but when I used King, I would just bring either a Berry or a Life Orb every week. With Nidoqueen, I run either Black Sludge, a Berry, or Life Orb.
And let's see if we can try and talk about other things in Nidoking. Heatwave on Xatu does pick up a kill here today in this matchup, which is actually quite rather nice.
Yeah, Xatu is always Zatu's always a good mon it's a good mon in the format. It's a great method of hazard removal, great quad fighting resist. So if you ever have a fighting weakness, definitely pick up Xatu.
It's an interesting lower tiered mon. If you can't pick up things like Staraptor and stuff like that, Xatu is a very interesting mon to pick up.
Kind of do 2 different things. Xatu is more of like a bulky utility mon that could maybe sometimes pick up a nice kill because of its move pool. But Staraptor is definitely a wall breaker through and through.
Well, I was trying to mention, you can't get one bird and you need a smaller bird, but birds for birds.
Yeah. Also, Buffalant, very interesting bring. That's a mon that for what it does.
It is a very interesting mon for those lower tiers. Tauros is probably also in those lower tiers, but like Buffalant and Tauros are really interesting ones. You hardly ever see them, and then they're kind of
because it gets outclassed by Tauros as a hard-hitting normal type, because Tauros has a sheer force with base 110 speed, so that's really, really, really hard to pass up. But Buffalant does provide grass immunity if you need it. It does get Sap Sipper, which, judging by this matchup, he has a Serena. There you go.
Yep. Stopping the Trop Kick at all times. I mean, I do love to see Serena with high jump kick. Never misses. I love how it could. I had one in my Ultra Sun playthrough and it never missed a high jump kick.
That's a really, really lucky.
And that was a 3-0. So that was a quite nice 3-0 for the Kansas City Nidokings. And let's get on to our next match.
Googled where.
Go on.
By the way, I googled where Lawrence was, and I found it's in Long Island. So if you live in Long Island, that's good for you.
Okay, so the Seattle Caesars took on the Houston Hardens, and great name, by the way, Houston Hardens.
Right there. Even though it's not really a sports pun, it is a sports pun. I love it. I still love the name. Love the logo too.
Anyway, so the Seattle Sizzles brought with them Mew, Komodo, Mamoswine, Granville, Salazzle, and of course, Tauros. And the Houston Hardens brought them Celesteela, Mega Gallade, Arcanine, Crocodile, Togetic, and Slowking.
And this was the very illicit beatdown that seemed to be popular this week.
Oh yeah, this was another beatdown here. Z close combat on the Komodo, proving that why this one is such a threat now. He's got the move tutors.
Because in the D League it was tier 3. I'm pretty sure it was tier 3 in the main too. I saw that being I actually drafted it in the D League. I saw that being a massive steal. Move tutors definitely helped out this mon immensely. Elemental punches now, and gets close combat. And I had Komodo in a Sun and Moon League, and I ran Special Komodo a few times. That special move pool is definitely not something you shouldn't pass up.
And then, of course, I've got to mention this. I really probably shouldn't mention this. Well, Houston Hardens coach would probably like me to not mention this, but absolute. Tell you the truth, I actually felt for him when I saw Disable on Salazzle.
Oh god, yeah. Disable's just that move you'd never expect on a mon. And here it was showing, and it was right here showing it just stops moves from being spammable. Free switch-ins into things too.
And of course, the only thing that would have killed Salazzle was Scald. Getting rid of Scald just literally stops Slowking from doing literally anything.
Slowking, a really good. Also, getting rid of Scald on Slowking really makes it a nice setup fodder for Komodo too.
And of course, Granville coming in as well. Granville doing the damage with Play Rough, ending the matchup really nicely on the Mega Gallade. The Mega Gallade's never living a Play Rough. No matter how much IVs you put in that thing, it is never living.
Definitely want to draft someday too. I always see it put in a ton of work in leagues. I don't know. Like, I know it gets intimidating. I know it has decent phys def too. But every time I see it drafted in leagues, it puts in a metric ton of work, and I really want to draft it one day. It's a nice, bulky, low-tier fairy.
It is real. I mean, it's an amazing low-tier fairy. I've used it several times, not in Draft League, but in Let's Plays and stuff like that. And it is great with a choice band set in Draft League and can do serious damage with just anything, really. It's just great. Granville is awesome.
Give you cleric help too. It gets heal bell.
Yep, that it does too. And that was another 5-0, I think. Yeah, that was another 5-0.
Nice 5-0 beatdown.
Yeah, destroying. Anyway, let's get to our final game.
Game of the week. We have the Minnesota Monfernos taking on the Aberdeen Azelfs. Monferno's packing with them the better Nidoqueen, Aromatisse, Jirachi, Zapdos, Heatmore, and Megatoys. While the Azelfs are packing with them Miltank, Slurpuff, Lycanroc Day, Megazord, Celebi, and Tentacruel. Point out, turn 1 was just amazing. Offensive Tentacruel catching that Nidoqueen completely off guard and blowing it away.
It was absolutely honestly, Hydro Pump destroying of Nidoqueen before it can even attempt anything. I mean, staying in with Nidoqueen might have been possibly a bad idea here, but also maybe even staying in with Tentacruel was a bad idea against Nidoqueen, really. But knowing that Tentacruel would outspeed was good.
And then again, he probably thought Tentacruel was bulky, and maybe he speed crept a bulky Tentacruel. Because Tentacruel is naturally faster than Nidoqueen. It's a bulky Tentacruel, and there you go.
Also want to mention Calm Mind Celebi.
Oh my god, he had nothing for that.
No, it was defensive enough to live some moves, especially from Zapdos. It was defensive enough to live Zapdos's Heat Wave. It was a sort of roll if it could, every time it lived a U-turn from Jirachi, it was really putting himself into scary ranges, but still enough to actually be able to hit the Calm Minds.
Game just turned into a sack for sack game. Like every time Celebi would come in for free, Minnesota Monfernos were forced to sack something, and then Jirachi just came in and scared the Celebi out. It just really turned into a giant sack for sack game.
And a good little 5-0 win for my assistant coach and probably one of my best friends when it comes to Draft League, Darude. Amazing Draft League coach. You can see his Draft League brain being used in this battle here.
Well, credit where credit is due. Hopefully you can keep it up.
And that is week 1. Let us know what you thought of week 1 in the comments section down below, and don't forget to go and check out all the coaches' matches on their own channels, because, well, we only gave you a little bit of a snippet of what we thought of the battle, but really go and check out the coaches and see how they were prepping and everything. It's always interesting to see how they prepped for each and every mon that their opponent was going to bring.
Absolutely. Just a quick thing. Joseph, set of the week. Set of the week. What do you got?
I'd probably say my team of the week would be Darude and his Aberdeen Azelfs, but I would also like to mention my mono week, Tokidamaro. Such an interesting mon, and I didn't know that it could do the work it did. What's yours?
My set of the week would definitely be the special Zygarde of the Marlboro Mudstails. That was a really, really nice bring. Really analyzed what mons are going to be switching into Zygarde and prepped accordingly based on that. So I got to give that to my set of the week. My team of the week, I'm going to go with Matt and the Montreal Milotics, picking up a nice 5-0 win with that Porygon Z. Very good prep on his end, knowing that Top doesn't have the best normal answers.
Okie dokie, so that is week 1. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Go and check out all the coaches, and of course, subscribe over here to the IBL channel for all the action that is not live matches. We got recaps, we got predictions, we've got pro rankings, and of course we got trades and transactions as well over here, so you can enjoy absolutely everything there is about the IBL.
Yeah, definitely a sub to all the coaches, sub to this channel, and as always, we will see you guys next week. Spanik out.
Bye bye.